What is good, Horror Horde? This is your boy Horror Gamer, back with another video for you. And in tonight's video, we have another Legends of. And on tonight's episode of the Legends of, we travel all the way to Connecticut to explore a truly terrifying legend. We're going to be exploring the legend of Hannah Cranna, or better known as the Wicked Witch of Monroe. When she was alive, Hannah Cranna was known as the Wicked Witch of Monroe, a reputation that continues to follow her over 150 years after her death. Unlike other supposed witches, the story of Hannah Hovey, who apparently picked up the nickname Hannah Cranna while she was still alive, doesn't culminate at the end of hangman's noose or in ashes around a stake. She lived a fairly comfortable life on her property near Cutler's Farm Road in Monroe, dying of natural causes at the age of 77. But obviously her life wasn't exactly ordinary, or she wouldn't have been known to this day for allegedly dabbling in the black arts. According to most accounts, her reputation as a witch didn't begin until the demise of her husband, the good Captain Joseph Hovey, an event with which Hannah was rumored to somehow have been involved. The tale goes that one night, Captain Hovey went out for a simple walk and somehow toppled over a cliff, resulting in his untimely demise. Not believing that Captain Hovey could have been the victim of an unfortunate accident, whispers started that Hannah had somehow bewitched him, causing him to become so dazed and confused he inadvertently fell to his death. Hannah, whose shrewish behavior apparently hadn't exactly endeared her to others while Captain Hovey was alive, became even more loathsome after she became a widow. She often insisted that her neighbors give her free food and firewood, and if they didn't immediately comply, she relied on her witchy reputation to threaten them. When one local farmer's wife allegedly tried to deny her a fresh-baked pie, Hannah cursed her. So the story goes, and the poor woman was never able to bake again. Another story tells of how after catching a man fishing for trout in a brook on her property without her permission, Hannah laid a curse on him, and he never caught another fish again. Over the years, other such instances demonstrating her unworldly prowess supposedly occurred, solidifying her infamy with and power over the locals. Her farmhouse on Craig Hill, allegedly guarded by snakes. She helped those who ventured her and poured down misery on those who crossed her. Ultimately, it was her demise and the odd events surrounding her burial that truly cemented her legend. It seems that Hannah kept a rooster named Old Boris, which some suspected her familiar. Shortly after the cock crowed its last, Hannah told a neighbor that her end was also near. "My coffin must be carried by hand to the graveyard," she instructed, "and I must not be buried before sundown." As it was snowing heavily, the locals decided that rather than follow her instructions, it would be easier to pull her casket across the snow on a sled. But as the process started towards the cemetery, the coffin came off the slide, and slid all the way back to her front door. They tried again, but met with more trouble. Rather than further incur the supernatural wrath of Hannah, they decided to just carry her to the graveyard. After much struggling, they eventually got the old witch into her grave just after sunset. Happy to finally be rid of her, they returned to Hannah's home, only to discover it completely engulfed in flames. Obviously, that only served to burn Hannah Cranna, the wicked witch of Monroe, into their minds forever. So, Horror Horde, do you believe in witches? It seems like the people of Monroe, to this day, certainly believe in Hannah Cranna, the Wicked Witch of Monroe. So if you ever find yourself in Monroe and you speak to one of the locals and they tell you of cursed ground where Hannah Cranna is buried, just be careful and be mindful. And if you do decide to step foot on her grave, proceed with caution, because it may ultimately be the last thing that you ever do. So with all that being said, Horror Horde, this has been your boy Horror Gamer saying, until next time, don't fear the darkness, embrace it.